Hey guys, Jenna here, and I'm at the 2017 National Tiny House Jamboree. And today I'm going to show you the inside of a tiny house that was built to raise funds for firefighters across America. Let's go check it out.
Take my whole hand.
Hi, I'm Finn.
And this is our tiny firehouse.
You guys have a lot of fun, I think.
Hey everyone, John Kernahan, Chairman of the United Tiny House Association, Station Chief of the Tiny Firehouse, Station number 9. We do the big tiny house festivals around the South, including our 60,000 attendee Florida Tiny House Festival. So we donate all the proceeds to charities. So one of the big things we do is we buy equipment for volunteer fire departments. So we wanted to make this a tribute house for firefighters, first responders. So the exterior, you can see it's really a firehouse. But the inside is a total transition, total opposite end of the spectrum from what the outside looks like. My wife Finn, she designed all this. I take no credit on the design. Our other tiny house, our 300 square footer, has all these windows. The whole side opens up. It's all barn doors, sort of like the double French doors behind the camera here. And on the opposite end, the double French doors that open up to the outdoor shower area. These gas jacks open up. This becomes like a little awning, protects you a little bit from the elements. This fold down becomes like a little outdoor service area.
So that's the concept. Is also this is my sunbathing deck.
We had the opportunity to be able to strip down an old fire truck in a scrapyard. We had this storage cabinet built which rolls around, and we use this to store things, and this is one of the hatches off the fire truck. Every firehouse needs to have a slide pole, and besides, when we get crazy at night, I have to perform for my wife. She goes, "Get up there and dance, monkey boy." Actually, a brass pole for a firehouse runs thousands of dollars. We couldn't afford that. So this is an actual Schedule 40 galvanized fence post, which then the guys at Stair South in Eatonton, Georgia, powder coated it with brass and made it look like a brass slide pole. So it adds to the feature of a firehouse. The floor is old 1/4-inch garbage thrown into dumpster plywood that we just cut into a bunch of little pieces, hand painted all this, glued it down, shot it into the floor, gave it that old rustic kind of vibe that Finn's always into. This is something from IKEA. We just chopped it all apart to make it fit so it pulls out. This is your regular old Flame King, works on propane along with the on-demand water heater for the outdoor shower. Another one of Finn's great finds. This came off of, I think, Craigslist. It's a chemical sink, a lab sink. There's no faucets or anything. It all works on pedals. Just one of our ways of trying to save water. So you have to stand here. If you walk away, the water goes off. The fun stuff about the house, obviously, we have our siren system. I'm not going to turn it on because it's early in the morning. Probably people are still sleeping, but we have a big PA system. We took the loudspeakers and everything. They're outside. We took that off the fire truck. Funny story, we didn't realize how loud this thing really is until I was giving a keynote at a college this past April down in Tampa. We had this in the parking lot. The students were like, "Turn it on, turn it on." I turned it on. I let it run for like 40 seconds, the sirens. A little while later, we had 2 of Hillsboro's finest firefighters saying, "Dude, don't ever do that again." We were on the other side of the campus and we heard this. We thought there was a problem. So we're kind of selective now when we turn that thing on.
Understandably.
We put the shower outside. People always ask us, what if it's cold? The reality is it's an on-demand shower. You turn the water on, you have scalding hot water. It's no big deal. And so we're happy with it. And we're used to it because that's how we do it back home on our property where our 300 square foot house is.
What about the drainage? How does that work?
When we're at a place where we can just have it go on the ground, it just goes on the ground. But what we really like to do is we have a big basin that we set in here. And we're real big on recycling our gray water. We do that back home. We recycle the gray water in the house and we use that in our garden. We have a Nature's Head composting toilet. Finn and I are kind of trying really hard to be green. We live off grid, we live on solar. We have our own well, we have a spring on our property. We're kind of like the old Green Acres couple, you know, from the big city, now living in the woods. We're figuring it out as we go along. And so we're having a blast. We're running a series of Trojan 12 AGM deep cycle 12 volt batteries. When the batteries, like they are now with a full charge, we can go about 2 weeks without even putting the panels out. So the only thing we need really to be on grid or to make things happen, we don't have any type of holding tanks or dump tanks or anything of that nature. So
You need a fire hose.
so, yeah, there you go. The storage unit here, we were doing a tour of a firehouse in Putnam County, Georgia, just getting some inspiration and ideas. And they had these, it was raw pine, it wasn't painted, but they had these storage cabinets pretty much just like this. And the guys who weren't on call, in the top part was their helmet and their gloves, and in the bottom part was their boots and their coveralls and their jackets and stuff. And when Finn saw that, she decided that's what she wanted for storage in the house. Things get in the way in a small space, so our attitude is just have it all open. It motivates us to keep things clean and to keep things consolidated. And two, it lets everybody see what pigs we are. So anyway, you know, so
Yeah, right.
when you walk in, there's no secrets in the Kernighan's house.
But it goes on and on and
I think it's real important when it comes to tiny houses. People think about a few things. One, multiple egresses, multiple exits. Gosh forbid there's a fire or something. So with the tiny firehouse, we can get in and out through the main doors here. On the back here, through into the garden area, there's a gate on the back that opens out. You can go out through the balcony, and then there's a fire escape ladder bolted to the side where you can come down. Gosh forbid if the ladder ever fell, you don't have to jump to the ground. You can actually use the pole. And we use the firehouse for fire education. We let fire departments use it at schools. We use it for fundraising for fire departments, so we help them with their boot drives. I'm really good at shaming people into donating money to fire departments. So if you see me with a black boot outside and you approach me, you're not walking away without putting some green inside that thing, believe me. That's all from Uncle Johnny today. Next week we're going to be, so
Right.
I just wanted to plug that in there.
For sure.
You want our theme song too?
Yeah, do the theme song.
Our theme song, BC. Brown
Brown
chicken,
chicken,
brown
brown
cow.
cow.
Guys at Free Range Homes. Free Range. They knew a guy. You know what I'm talking about? They know a guy. He owns a scrapyard, and they had a old fire truck that somebody sent there to be scrapped. So we were able to go there and strip that thing down. This was one of the gauge panels. It's just for eye candy. It does nothing else. This is the old gas cap that was on the truck. And when you open it up, this is where we pull the cables out for the solar system, for the panels.
What's the siding that you have here?
That is my wife's genius right there.
It's pain in the butt because I have to paint it one by one by one. It's this full process.
It's pressure treated tongue and groove pine siding, and then thinned through a 4-coat 3-paint process.
So it took me and Dixie and Garland, I think 2 weeks to finish all these.
We found this in an old antique shop.
And John just had to have it.
I just had to have it. So,
I can't stop him.
Since we set the house back a few feet for the balcony and the outdoor garden area, we lost a lot of tongue weight. We had this and we weren't sure what to do with it. Then Jason Green with Free Range, he came up with the bright idea, let's mount it on the tongue. That'll give us all the weight we need. This put hundreds of pounds on the tongue. It's welded and bolted to the tongue. They engineered it out so it's the crankshaft for the trailer. So when this is hooked up to a water source,
That's going to be a
this actually is
Oh,
we have a little
wow.
outdoor. So it looks cool, but it actually is a
Functional.
major purpose for the towing.
Yeah,
It's the crankshaft and it is the
water source.
water source. We took the commercial rims off and put on these pimpy aluminum ones. Listen to Uncle John, kids, because we learned the hard way. If you do anything like that, check your lugs always, like every 50 to 100 miles, making sure they're tightened. Or you can be like Aunt Finny and Uncle John and get out to get gas one day and realize you're missing an entire tire
The
and
whole
wheel.
thing gone.
Yeah.
The whole thing
whole
gone.
thing
That's
went
our
down.
first trip.
So the other nice thing is that tells you the good quality of trailer-made trailers. Trailer-made trailers designed to lose a tire and just keeps on rolling. So
Nowhere to go, searching for serenity.
we have the light bar upstairs, and then you don't see it, but the whole undercarriage is a whole LED lighting system. So last night here in the DIY Village, here at the National Tiny House Jamboree in Arlington, Texas, we had the lights on, and I was swinging on the pole. I had man glitter on me. It was awesome. Finn was making it rain. No, seriously.
Of course,
She was-
get off
she
the
was-
pole!
Hope you guys enjoyed this tour. Make sure to tune back in soon for more tiny house tours here at the Tiny House Jamboree. And until next time, see you guys later.